a dog, and why did Tico need a dog, particularly?
As any parent of a child with autism knows, there's a great deal of anxiety for kids when you're out and about. And the expression that my son has is he'll go and turn lights on and off. It'll sort of, that's his default mode, and it could be your house or this studio or Ralph's. He will go and find the lights and turn the lights on and off.
That's his obsession.
Yeah.
And how old is he?
He is going to be 8 in a couple of weeks, so he's 7.
8.
Yes.
Okay.
And if there's if he has a dog, there's a sort of familiar energy. The dog's very calm, is being trained to be very calm with him, and it will take some of the anxiety out of his everyday schedule.
Yeah. And if I could just add to that as well, since I started to work with Tico, I volunteer and spend time with him. I've worked with a lot of kids, you know, from a young age as I was growing up. I've got a number of godchildren around the world, and working with Tico was the first kid that I worked with autism. So I've gone through the process of understanding. You know, I had no idea prior to meeting Dan what autism meant. So having spent time around them, for me it's as much to help him as a companion, as independence, and Tico would be brilliant with a dog, but it's as much for respite for the parents, because I see it's a 24/7 job. It's easy for a volunteer to come in for a few hours and play games, and it's full on, and he's got incredible energy, you know, as a 7-year-old. But I personally wanted to do as much for the parents so that they have an hour off, that they can go and do the washing or return those phone calls or whatever it is, because I know once the dog, and we found the dog, and the dog's being trained right now, a dog called Edison, once he comes, it'll make a tremendous difference to their life, not just Tico's, but to Dan and Sarah's also.
So is the irony that he's named Edison
light
bulb? Did you name him, or is it just kismet?
No, it's kind of deliberate. Tico knows everything about lights, and that's his obsession, and is very familiar with electricity and lights, and so it seemed to be an obvious bit.
I'm glad, because I was going to say do if it wasn't. I think what's amazing about what you guys have done is that here you are, you have a need, and you saw that there was something that could help. You band together and took some of the knowledge you had from raising money for Haiti. And a lot of times when someone is told that a service dog might work for a child, they're told, now you have to go about starting the fundraising process.
Sure.
But you guys made the decision that you weren't just going to raise money for one dog, for Tico, that you were going to raise money for at least 2 dogs. Yeah,
at least. And we've identified another 3 or 4 families, you know, since the start of the process. And there's thousands of families out there.
Yes, there are.
So to raise the money, we pretty much tapped into our own network of friends and family, and we put a viral video out there. We call the campaign A Dog for Tico, and we challenge people to snog a dog, kiss a cat, or hug a horse. You know, people post videos all day, every day, of their animals. Well, prove that you love and kiss them, put it out virally, and share the message and donate. And we raised the $8,000 that we required, you know, within a matter of weeks.
Great.
And then with the message that we do want to raise money for as many kids as we can, and in fact we'll use Edison in a way to advertise that as to the advantages of a service dog for a kid with autism. You know, in fundraising events that we do, we want them front and centre so that people kind of see.
So if somebody, excuse me 1 second though, if somebody wants to snug a dog, kiss a cat, or hug a horse, they post the video where, and where do they make the donation?
We on our site, it's rally.org/dog for Tico, and
got it up right there,
being numerical,
so people can see it.
So there's a message up there, a picture of Tico and Edison up there, and a message from Natalie Emmanuel, who is a good buddy of Tico's also. She's a star of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So wonderful. She spends a lot of time with Tico when she's in town. So there's an option to donate that way through the site.
Wonderful. You had started to say something and I interrupted you.
I just wanted to say part of what's one of the amazing benefits, I think, of having a service dog is, as any parent with an autistic child will know, or a child with autism, dealing with other people's expectations and other people's reactions to your kid in a store if you're out in public. And my kid is kind of big for his age and usually running around barefoot and doing his thing.
Yes.
And if he has a dog, it becomes very apparent that this isn't just bad parenting, this isn't bad behaviour, this is a child who has some issues, and it really shortcuts a lot of some of the problems we have to deal with.
You're so right. This brings tears to my eyes.